Good Wednesday morning. Thank you for joining us here in FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Time for our weekly chat with Mayor of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan, who joins us from his sixth floor office. Sounds like a penthouse, sixth floor at the top.
It's
Mayor,
not quite how I
not,
picture a penthouse, but that's okay, Keith.
that's all right. How you been? How you doing,
Good.
Mayor?
How are you?
Good. Let's talk about the governor. Governor Healy and Lieutenant Governor Driscoll were in Fall River yesterday. Their talk was primarily with local businesses and how their administration can help support economic development in Fall River. What were your thoughts of having the governor here, and what were some of the things you brought up to her yesterday?
We had about 4 or 5 issues we wanted to address. So obviously, it's 79. We have a company we're working with. We're trying to work our way through that. A couple of loans. We were looking for some small businesses in Fall River to help them. It was very, very positive. We did have a working lunch here in Government Center. And again, we started in the industrial park. We ended up downtown, and then we ended up at the old Bristol Community College building, so that the opportunity was given to local businesses to talk directly to the governor. In my time, I've never seen a governor or a lieutenant governor spend that much time in one city and show such a tremendous interest in what we're doing down here and what they could do to help us. It was extremely positive, and everybody was impressed by their commitment to the city. It was very good. I'm very, very pleased with yesterday. I thought we did a lot of good discussions about how we can make Fall River a better place to live. And as I always say, that's what it came down to. And their interest both in the companies in the industrial park and in downtown, and hearing from the business owners, was genuine, and it was from the heart. And that's what we look for: people that want to partner with us to help the city.
I know I've asked you this before, but in terms of the Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, she obviously has a connection. She was the former mayor of Salem, another gateway city. In that role, Lieutenant Governor Polito also understood this, but specifically maybe Lieutenant Governor Driscoll, because she was in the role that you're sitting in, a mayor of Gateway City, and the challenges there. And I know she mentioned that yesterday at the roundtable that she understands what the city of Fall River is going through, and she'll be able to help in a big way, I would think.
Right. She definitely is. I mean, that's why when the last election was rolling around, I had already known Kim for a little bit, and so I endorsed her for lieutenant governor. I thought she would bring that set of knowledge to the job, and it's what we need. And I've been on the phone with her this morning about a project we're working on, and as I said yesterday, they answer the phone and they call you right back, and it's a great relationship to have. So she and as you're describing, Lieutenant Governor, she very much is a hands-on person that wants to get things done and move projects along, and that's what we're working on with her right now.
Yeah. Also this week, unfortunate incident at the wastewater treatment plant down on Bay Street. The heavy rain that we saw Saturday night into Sunday, a circuit breaker tripped, and approximately 10 gallons of partially treated and untreated sewage went out into Mount Hope Bay. That's always a concern when something like that happens. I know you held a press conference with your Administrator of Community Utilities, Paul Furlan, and it looks like all the notifications were done in a proper manner, and I guess the cities continue to look at it. Do you have any updates in terms of whether there are any other issues from Sunday's event?
No, I don't have any further updates, but from what I can tell, and when it was looked at afterwards, the DEP was of the same mindset that we followed the procedures. It was just like an unfortunate incident that happened, and when that circuit breaker tripped, it was the main breaker, so it didn't even have the ability to kick on the generators that we have down there, and they were scrambling from the get-go to get an electrician in there to fix it. Again, it's unfortunate, but when you're dealing with our CSO problem, there were other CSOs that were also overflowing with those heavy rains that day, and it happens a lot. We're spending $11 million a year on our CSO commitment, and $8 million to run it. I mean, we have a $300 bill out there, $300 million bill. So we're tackling our CSOs as fast as we can. It is a big problem. And it's also a problem up the Taunton River, Taunton, Brockton. Everybody wrestles with this, but we had an unfortunate accident, which was more than is the river's accustomed to. And again, after following the procedures, I don't think we're being cited or anyone saying we did anything wrong. It was almost like one of these act of God things that happened, and it's unfortunate, but we keep working.
Yeah, some of the shellfish and fishing beds near Fall River and in Rhode Island have been closed as a precaution. I believe the Rhode Island closure is only for about 7 days. Massachusetts, I believe, a couple of weeks. And hopefully that will clear itself out. I think we've even talked about this before, getting more federal money to help. Again, this is one of those unfunded mandates we talk about a lot from the
Yeah.
state and federal level. And this is a federal issue. And I'm sure you'll have the ear of Congressman Auchincloss to see if more money can come in that way to help the CSO issue that the city's been dealing with for decades now.
Yeah, we spoke about it like about 2 weeks ago, and he said he's working on a project right now to try to help us with our CSO bill. And again, many communities are struggling with this, but we're trying to do the right thing. I was down at on the waterfront with one of the local business owners down there, and he told me right now he's never seen the Taunton River this clean.
Yeah.
Are there still hiccups? Are there still problems? Absolutely. But, the more we can do to get that water clean and fresh is the way to go.
Yeah. I want to wrap up this week looking at a recap of Earth Day events. We talked about the cleanups that were going to happen last Friday and last Saturday. Give us a recap on how they went, and I'm sure there's others that'll be planned throughout the summer.
Yeah, there will be. I mean, I think we had about 80 people up in the industrial park on Friday with a number of the local companies up there. Liberty, Blount, Raw Seafood, the YMCA. There was a number of kids up there helping to clean the park. The park looks very good right now. We've made tremendous progress up there. And then we cycled back down to Government Center for 1 o'clock for cleaning up the center of the city a little bit. We got a couple of real positive notes from people about the work that went on here. And then on Saturday, we continued on with it from Kennedy Park. We were cleaning on Bay Street and down in the park. It was, again, anything we do to make the city look cleaner, I'm all in support of. I think we had between 250 and 300 people when all was said and done. And everybody pitches in a little bit. It makes tremendous headway. And we'll probably do some more, as you said, Keith, as we go forward. But we want to get the city looking good.
Especially as we head into the summer months and all the activities that are going to be planned. It's always good to have the best face of Fall River for those in the city and those coming out of the city to see when they visit. All right, Mayor Paul Coogan, as always, we will talk again next week. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Keith.
All right. And thank you for joining us, as always, here on FRC Media. Have a great week.